You're young, you're ambitious, and you want to make it big fast. I get it. I was 17 once, sitting in my room, staring at my phone, scrolling through social media, seeing other people living the life I wanted, cars, freedom, respect, millions. And I asked myself a question that would change everything. Why not me? But here's the truth. Nobody tells you. Most of the advice out there is garbage. It's flashy, it's clickbait. It's designed to make you feel like success is easy, like it's guaranteed I'm here to tell you something different. Something real, something that I've lived and tested. By the age of 18, I made my first $1 million. And no, it wasn't luck, not entirely. It wasn't a magic formula, it was a mindset. A set of principles that you can follow, starting today, to build not just wealth, but the kind of life most people only dream about. This is the story of those 7 principles, the principles that separate teenagers who stay stuck from the ones who go on to become millionaires. If you stick with me until the end, I promise you'll see things differently. You'll see your potential, and maybe you'll start building your empire while others are still hitting snooze. Principle number 1, pawn before king. You want to be a king, a millionaire, a boss. But here's the thing, kings aren't born at the top, they start at the bottom. I learned this the hard way. When I was 14, I started my first business. Sounds cool, right? Except I had nothing. No money, no connections, no resources. I was a pawn, and I hated it. I remember one day, a client asked me to do something I thought was beneath me, and I almost walked away. But something inside told me, this is the process. Being a pawn means paying your dues. It means showing up when nobody notices. It means learning to carry the bags, figuratively and literally, so that one day you can sit at the table as a king. Think about it like a game of chess. You can't be a king without first moving your pawns strategically. Every task you think is small, every rejection, every failure, it's a step forward. It's a lesson in humility, patience, and strategy. Here's the part most young people miss. You can't skip this. Social media tells you otherwise. They show you 18-year-olds in Lamborghinis, flexing millions they barely earned. But trust me, those aren't sustainable empires. When I first started my entrepreneurial journey, I had to be the person nobody wanted to be. I had to work with clients I didn't like. I had to deliver results without recognition. I had to sit quietly in rooms filled with people older and smarter than me, and just listen. That's how you earn your stripes. That's how you prepare to become a king. So, if you want to be a millionaire in your teens or early 20s, remember this. Pawn before king. Respect the grind, respect the process, and never underestimate the lessons you learn at the bottom of the totem pole. Principle number 2. Dress to elevate, people judge you. And at 18, let me tell you, they judge you hard. I remember my first business meeting. I walked in wearing old sneakers and a t-shirt I thought was fine. The client barely looked at me. The respect? Gone. Here's the truth. How you dress communicates your level of seriousness. Not arrogance, not wealth, not flashiness. Seriousness. Discipline. Presence. You don't need Gucci, Balenciaga, or expensive shoes. You just need to look like you belong in the room you want to conquer. Classic, timeless, clean. A crisp shirt, fitted trousers, smart shoes. That's it. When I started dressing this way, doors opened, people listened. They respected me more, not because I had money, but because I looked like I respected myself and my craft. This principle isn't vanity, it's psychology. It's human nature. People trust what looks competent. And if you want to play in the big leagues, you must dress to elevate. One lesson I learned, clothes don't make the millionaire, but they make the room take you seriously enough to let you become one. Principle number 3. Humble yourself. Humility. It's something people misunderstand. When I first started making money, I thought confidence meant arrogance. I thought being a millionaire meant flexing, talking big, showing off. That mindset almost destroyed me. I remember my first successful project. I made more money than I ever had. I called all my friends, bragged about it, and expected applause. But the truth, most people weren't impressed. Some were jealous. Some didn't care. And I realized the real value wasn't in what I earned. It was in what I could learn from every experience. Humble yourself. Listen more than you talk. Absorb lessons from everyone, even people younger. less experienced, or less successful than you. I remember one day a mentor told me, "The more you know, the more you realize how little you actually know." And I hated him for it, at first. But over time, I realized he was right. Humility opens doors that arrogance closes. It allows you to learn faster, adapt quicker, and grow without ego getting in the way. Being humble doesn't mean thinking less of yourself. It means thinking less about yourself. Your focus should be on progress, not praise. On building your empire, not impressing your peers. Here's the catch for teenagers. The world will try to convince you that confidence is loud, flashy, and aggressive. It's not. Real confidence is silent, patient, and wise. And the humbler you are in your youth, the stronger you'll become later. Principle number 4. Use what you already have. Stop waiting. Stop complaining about what you don't have. Stop thinking you need the latest gadget, the perfect laptop, or a fat bank account to start. I started with nothing. My first business, I used a broken laptop and a slow internet connection. I didn't have money for ads, I didn't have a team, but I had my brain, my time, my ideas. That's all you need at first. I remember one night staying up until 3 a.m., using free resources online, learning skills that would later make me millions. Every article, every free video, every conversation. I consumed knowledge like it was oxygen. You already have tools others pay thousands for. You have your mind. You have your hands. You have your network, your family, friends, teachers. Even if they don't know their value yet, use it. Turn your circumstances into your advantage. Here's the philosophical part. Scarcity is a mindset. Abundance is a mindset. If you focus on what you lack, you'll always be poor. But if you focus on what you already have, your options multiply. One of my biggest breakthroughs came when I realized this. The tools, skills, and connections I had in my life were enough to start building my empire today. I didn't need permission, I didn't need capital, I didn't need luck. I needed action. Teenagers, listen. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now. Your current resources, even if they seem small, are enough if you decide to use them wisely. Principle number 5. Sacrifice now, play later. You want to party? You want the latest shoes? You want to chill with friends all day? That's fine. If you want to stay average, here's the truth nobody tells you. The sacrifices you make now decide your future. I remember being 17, skipping a Friday night party because I had a project due. My friends thought I was lame. I thought I was missing out. But months later, that project became my first real client, my first paycheck that mattered. Sacrifice isn't just about working late. It's about choosing your future over instant gratification. It's about delaying dopamine today to feel real freedom later. Most teenagers get this backwards. They chase short-term pleasure, then wonder why their life hasn't changed. The world isn't fair. Nobody owes you luxury. Nobody owes you freedom. You earn it with sacrifices you make while others sleep, scroll, or party. Here's the philosophy. Life is a compound interest game. Money compounds, knowledge compounds, habits compound, sacrifice compounds. The small decisions you make today, staying up late to learn a skill, skipping meaningless distractions, focusing on your craft, these multiply into freedom, wealth, and opportunities later. Principle number 6. God will test you. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Success doesn't just test your skills, it tests your character. When I was 19, I landed a huge client I thought I was untouchable. I thought I had it all figured out. But the universe, or God, had other plans. Within months, that client left my cash flow dropped. My confidence shattered. I could have quit. I could have blamed the world. I could have thought, maybe I'm not cut out for this. But here's what I learned. Every challenge is a test, not a punishment. God tests you to see if you're worthy of what you desire. Will you crumble under pressure, or will you rise stronger, wiser, and smarter? I remember writing in my journal that night, I may fail, I may lose, but I will never give up on my future. That mindset changed everything. From that moment, I started seeing every obstacle as a stepping stone. Teenagers, listen. When life hits you, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Every test, every failure, every setback is part of the process. The sooner you accept this, the faster you grow. Think about it. The rich, successful people you admire, they didn't get there because life was easy. They got there because they persevered through the trials nobody saw. And here's the philosophical truth. The universe isn't punishing you, it's preparing you. Every test strengthens your mental, emotional, and financial muscles. The stronger your foundation, the higher you can rise. Principle number 7. Invest early. This principle is simple, but it's the one most teenagers ignore. Invest early. When I was 18, I didn't fully understand the power of compounding. I spent my money on temporary pleasures, clothes, parties, gadgets. Later, I realized if I had invested even a fraction of that money, I could have multiplied it tenfold by the time I was 25. Investing isn't just money. Invest in yourself. Invest in your skills. Invest in knowledge. Invest in experiences that shape your mind, your character, and your network. I remember my first real investment, a small online course that cost me $200. I was nervous. That was a lot of money for me at the time. But that course taught me skills that led to clients, revenue, and opportunities I couldn't imagine. Here's the key. Time is your greatest asset. The earlier you start investing, whether in stocks, skills, or relationships, the more it compounds. Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world, and the earlier you tap into it, the faster you grow. Teenagers, the lesson is clear. Don't wait. Start today. Open a brokerage account, buy your first stock, learn a new skill, or create a side hustle. Even small steps multiply over time. I want you to see the bigger picture. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. The sacrifices you make, the tests you pass, the humility you cultivate, the resources you leverage. All of this compounds into wealth, freedom, and real power. So, teenagers, here's the truth nobody will tell you. Becoming a millionaire isn't about luck, inheritance, or a secret hack. It's about mindset, principles, and the decisions you make every single day. The key is action. Principles mean nothing without execution. Take what you learned here, start today, and commit fully. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Imagine your life 5 years from now. What if you had applied these principles every single day? What would your life look like? Now, open your eyes. That life starts today, not tomorrow. If you leave this video with one thought, let it be this. Your future is created by the choices you make now, not the excuses you make today. Go out there, start small, work smart, stay humble, invest in yourself, and embrace the tests. The world is waiting for your greatness, but only if you step up. Thank you for watching, and remember, you don't need permission to create a life that most people only dream about. You just need courage, discipline, and these 7 principles.